All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup. This is a 2v2 matchup with Krasik and Kamazzz going up against D4rK and ToX. All right, so Krasik and Kamazzz, even though it shows them as the blue team on the top left-hand side, will be in the red trunks here. Meanwhile, they are going up against D4rK and ToX, who is spawning as the teal orc and that teal night elf. So teal night elf, teal orc going up against red night elf, red orc. A true mirror match here on Knollwood. For those of you eagle-eyed observers, you guys will notice that they are not spawning next to each other. You can go ahead and see that there is an open starting location between these two places, which means that you can have a rather heavy creeping game since you are not directly situated next to your opponent. No one is that much closer to the other. Let's go ahead and speed things up at least to the minute 30-second mark as things do get underway. It is going to be a Blade Master, some grunts, Demon Hunter going up against, well, so much to keep track of, Keeper of the Grove from Krasik, and is it going to be a Forest? No, Tauren Chieftain. All right, so Orc on the red side, opening things up with a Tauren Chieftain instead. Yes, a 2v2 matchup as well. I haven't cast a 2v2 in a while, and apparently my replay picker opted or chose for me to lose my voice. Let's go ahead and take a look at how things are going. ToX going to go ahead and absorb some damage on that Ancient of War. Not very close to actually any trees right now. Has to walk uphill just a little bit. Demon Hunter going to be popping out here in just a moment as it tries to clear out this 3-3-3 creep camp. Wisp already off over to repair. Demon Hunter now going after this last Gnoll Brute right here. Going to switch perhaps off to the north as a little bit of damage is already being absorbed. Meanwhile, Blade Master using that trick to go after this Gnoll Brute here to pick up that item. I believe this is the Gnoll Brute that actually drops the item there. There it goes, picking up Claws of Attack +5. I don't have Todd's nifty 2v2 replay overlays, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and still figure out what's happening here. All right, another Ancient of War Hunter's Hall being placed down to the south here to act as a proxy for that mercenary camp. Demon Hunter coming across already, getting in some mana burns and trying to shut down that Keeper of the Grove's strategy. All right, does not get to level 2. There's another mana burn once more. Now going after this Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Forest Troll Shadow Priest taking quite a bit of damage, down to 88 hit points. Is going to take one more shot, and another mana burn finishes it off, giving it to level 2. Demon Hunter now up to level 2 already. Could try and go for another mana burn onto that Keeper of the Grove. Are we going to see an entangle? Yes, we are. There's a detonation. Mana burn not in time, coming in from RT God, who is playing as, I believe, ToX. Coming back around, more damage adding up onto there. Meanwhile, can't stay too close on one particular fight as we're looking at D4rK now picking up a second Claws of Attack +5 after clearing out these Goblin Merchant shops. And now with +12 damage already at level 1. Very, very dangerous indeed, but doesn't have a fountain of health in the center, a fountain of mana instead. Will be able to get in some more wind walks, but needs a way to heal back up as the Demon Hunter comes back around, gets in another mana burn, and now finally pulling away. Coming back around to the other side here, Ancient of War should be trying to tank a little bit more damage. Hunter's Hall is being added as well. There's only one production building for RT God, and that production building is the Ancient of War, who is currently uprooted. Off to the north, Tauren Chieftain leading this army of headhunters with Endurance Aura to try and clear out relatively difficult creep camps, but the headhunters do provide a decent amount of damage, while the Tauren Chieftain does have a decent amount of health to try and absorb a lot of that damage. All right, Rock Golem going to easily be taken down there. Tome of Agility trying to pick up some additional items. Potion of Greater Mana. The Tauren Chieftain down to 38 hit points. Is it going to attack his own units? There is a stomp, and wow, down to 17 hit points. It is able to survive. Coming back around, we look at a couple of grunts here. Is going to come across this Tauren Chieftain, who is at 27 hit points. No, it is not. The grunts looking to check if an expansion is underway, sees that there is nothing there. All right, the Tauren Chieftain, all it needed to do was attack one of its own headhunters, and it would have lost its aggro, not trying to run all the way back here. Meanwhile, Blade Master gets a level gets the level 2 after a steal there. A Tome of Agility not picked up. D4rK could have gotten a little bit of additional items as he's still trying to retreat back. Blade Master now retreating back with a couple of grunts as an expansion coming up for ToX. Keeper of the Grove, healing salve, healing up a lot of that damage. Both sides are now going back into their respective corners. Blade Master and the Demon Hunter in the center portion of the map at the Fountain of Health, healing up a good amount of mana. However, the Blade Master needs to now try to finish off some of these other units. Tauren Chieftain going to perhaps throw down a stomp. There is a stomp right there. Demon Hunter gets a mana burn off onto the Keeper of the Grove, but still taking quite a bit of damage. The armies are all right here, and Dark and ToX is now going to be forced to retreat back. All right, Dust of Appearance onto the Demon Hunter and on that Blade Master. Blade Master going to be in a lot of trouble. Scroll of Town Portal used in the time, though, as the Demon Hunter now considers its, well, tactics for retreat. All right, Scroll of Town Portal taking back all of those grunts as the Demon Hunter now needs to retreat all the way back. That additional armor perhaps saving its life in combination with that Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Fighting at the Fountain of Health, the Keeper of the Grove and the Tauren Chieftain will have plenty of mana after this fight here, as the Keeper of the Grove wants to land down higher level entangles. We're looking at this Red Drake getting taken down. There's a double level up across the two separate heroes as the Tauren Chieftain picks up Vampiric Aura, a useful item for the Tauren Chieftain, but you see mainly ranged units coming in from this Orc Knight Elf combination. Panda now out here onto the battlefield. There's a there is a Breath of Fire, Mana Burn, Hex right off the bat as the Tauren Chieftain being forced to retreat. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove now could be in trouble, as well as the Shadow Hunter trying to get a little bit of distance. Keeper of the Grove may need to retreat back. There summons up a couple of treants there. There's a Breath of Fire trying to finish off some of those other units as the Shadow Hunter is in trouble getting involved with another entangle. However, how much damage can be done? Shadow Hunter down to 119 hit points, down to 28. It's going to end up getting taken down as one Shadow Hunter gets finished off. The Blade Master will try to do a Windwalk push, but was unable to do exactly that. Huntress is still, well, very strong in the overall fight, able to get in a large amounts of damage for this rather small army from ToX and Dark. Continuing this engagement here, Tauren Chieftain going to try and engage. Meanwhile, Panda could try and get off another Breath of Fire. There's a Mana Burn. There's a Stomp, as well as the Keeper of the Grove running around the Fountain of Health. Blade Master now in a bit of trouble, down to 129 hit points. Could end up getting taken down. It gets the Breath of Fire trying to finish off the Keeper of the Grove, but the Keeper of the Grove staying in front as the Blade Master falls. Both Orc heroes for Teal have been taken down, but so has the Keeper of the Grove fallen at level 3, as both sides, well, losing a lot of units early on. 2v2 matchups are often much faster. There's a Breath of Fire again as the Demon Hunter trying to create a little bit of separation here, but the Headhunters really causing quite a bit of problems. Panda now trying to back away. Are we going to see the Tauren Chieftain getting taken down? There's a healing salve, scroll, and nope, a little bit of damage taken down there as the Panda now gets up to level 2. Demon Hunter trying to fight its way through. All right, there's a big Breath of Fire, but Demon Hunter, well, gets Staff of Preservation. Was it brought over? No, the Panda just had the item and is now looking to back away again. Down to 188 hit points and 28 mana. Huntresses unable to chase back through, as we're looking at some Spirit Link Shadow Hunter engagements coming back the other way. All right, Huntress does get hexed out. We are looking at an expansion up for RT or for ToX here. That is a big economic advantage overall, as we're looking at more hexes going down. Another Huntress could end up getting taken down as a Ensnare does land on it. All right, we're looking at a two base red team going up against a 3-base teal team. Resurrection on that Tauren Chieftain stronghold, now upgrading, nearing that fortress upgrade, which will increase the amount of hit points for all of these headhunters as they upgrade to berserkers. Meanwhile, Dark is staying at the stronghold, getting that Blade Master back, and perhaps going to try and add in a little bit more, as well as we're getting a Dryads from these dual Ancients of Lore. Demon Hunter in a very forward position, and it seems like ToX and Dark are not afraid to fight with inferior numbers here, trying to just get into position and push their opponents back, pushing their opponents all the way into their own corner, as the headhunters are nearing, well, they should be trying to get that Berserker upgrade. Berserker upgrade now getting trained up here. What is going to end up turning them back around? Demon Hunter going to try to go after those units. Panda doesn't have mana right now. That is a very big deal, as all of this damage could add up rather quickly. Scroll of Town Portal inbound. Tauren Chieftain still waiting to get resurrected. There is the Keeper of the Grove as he joins in on the battle here, but does not bring in much of an army. Treants are now joining back in on the fight. Panda still low on mana. The Berserker upgrade still not there yet, as that extra bit of hit points could make a big deal. Tauren Chieftain about to make its way back out onto the battlefield, and once it's out here, are we going to see a stomp? Level 3, Tauren Chieftain stomps, does get a stomp on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter could have a little bit of problems as the Keeper of the Grove gets up to level 4. Berserker upgrades are now done. Staff of Preservation saving that Demon Hunter as the units try and retreat back. All right, Berserkers with that Frenzy able to push back the other way. The timing on that upgrade really making a big difference, coming alongside the Tauren Chieftain to get that stomp. Dryad taken down. Their units of Dark are trying to retreat back here. As we're looking at a stomp coming across there, we are going to be looking at a surround onto that Brewmaster. Brewmaster could be in a little bit of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble as the Tauren Chieftain, well, gets around or gets in front of that Brewmaster. RT God / ToX, unable to save that Brewmaster. All right, heroes, all bound. Demon Hunter was resurrected. Brewmaster has fallen at level 2. Is it getting resurrected anywhere? I don't see it as of yet, as we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain coming around the corner here. Remember, ToX still has the economic advantage overall while this expansion is up. Treants are now joining in on the battle, and here we are to try and put in pressure. Berserkers with 2-0 upgrades. Tauren Chieftain with that Endurance Aura really adding in quite a bit of a faster attack speed, and as the Berserkers have fast attack speed even without that Berserker Frenzy. All right, a damage could add up here, but the Panda going to go ahead and get in a big breath of fire across multiple units. Scroll of Protection to try and save Dryads, while unable to finish anything down here as the Brewmaster gets entangled and could get taken down for a second time. Healing Wave trying to save that Brewmaster. Brewmaster able to back off in time as the Kodo Beast bringing in a big damage bonus as well. Tauren Chieftain throws on another stomp as the Blade Master could be in trouble as the Blade Master now tries to wind walk away. Tauren Chieftain has a potion of lesser invulnerability trying to heal up as well with those auto attacks from that Vampiric Aura. There goes another Raider getting taken down as the Berserkers are just poking things apart. Tauren Chieftain now trying to retreat, trying to lead the charge here as the Demon Hunter could end up being in a little bit of trouble here in just a moment. Are we going to see the Tauren? Nope. Tauren Chieftain does not land down a stomp, low on mana. Bunch of Huntresses are shadow melded as well, as they will be able to fight here. There goes a Berserker there as the Tauren Chieftain now leads the charge, going to absorb some damage, but the Blade Master is still very much nearby. Huntresses trying to put pressure down onto that Tree of Life, and the army just looks like it is just far too large. Tauren Chieftain at level 4, nearing level 5. Blade Master now trying to retreat back here. Panda, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across the middle portion. That is going to be a lot of damage here as the Tauren Chieftain is currently ensnared. All right, Berserkers trying to fight back the other way as they have 3-0 upgrades coupled with that Kodo Beast. Damage bonus adding another 20%. Tauren Chieftain continuing to push back the other way. Blade Master very low on hit points, still absorbing damage as you see the Spirit Walkers were able to back away just in time. Tauren Chieftain still trying to finish off many of those units, but it looks as though the Orc army of Red really needs to get some scrolls of healing. You can see the amount of low hit point units just between all of these Huntresses and these Berserkers. One well-timed Breath of Fire could spell doom and destruction as we can suddenly get a large level up from that teal army. Panda seems to have that idea in as well. There's a scroll of healing though, and you can see how much healing was done across that entire wide army there. There's a Breath of Fire trying to add in a little bit of damage, but not going to get very far as the Brewmaster now tries to retreat back. Brewmaster still having a little bit of mana, but not that many hit points. Is he going to end up getting stomped down? No, he is not. Didn't really need to use that potion of mana there. Going to go ahead and Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Is he going to be able to rack up some damage here? All right, units trying to retreat back. Some damage is getting added in. There's a mana burn onto the Tauren Chieftain as the Dryads are getting into position, but the Berserkers really will outclass the Dryads in terms of damage just because of their armor type. 435 hit points versus 475 medium armor, and those 3-0 upgrades very, very different indeed, as they're going to be trying to engage here in just a moment. All right. Speed is slow here. Perhaps they were on frenzy, and that's why they were able to get to that fast attack speed. Expansion of ToX did not go down, so economic advantage is still holding strong for Dark and ToX. Meanwhile, Kamazzz and Krasik is trying to get their heroes back out onto the battlefield for another push. Tauren Chieftain is sitting at level 5, bringing in double scrolls of healing, a necessary item when your opponent is using Breath of Fire so efficiently. Rock Golem, or Granite Golem, excuse me, trying to retreat all the way back now. It's going to end up getting taken down. Are we going to see a level up on that Brewmaster? And level 3 on the Panda may be exactly what is needed, as we see a spiked collar being dropped and left behind. All right, Spiked Collar, not the item that he was really looking for, as there's already a Demon Hunter with Mana Burn, and no real reason to try and get a Spiked Collar down. unless there is a lot more heroes out on the other part of the battlefield. Staff of Preservation continuing to save units. Demon Hunter is still low on hit points, trying to, needs to get Staff of Preservation back and healed back up. Meanwhile, pressure now inside of the expansion here as only one Ancient Protector trying to protect this expansion here. All right, we're looking at a Breath of Fire, Potion of Greater Mana continuing to be used, picked up and dropped back down as the Brewmaster. It may end up being the one to really turn the tides here, as this army is just so large, but perhaps very vulnerable to a spell AoE damage. Coming back through, Dryads trying to come around the far side here. Brewmaster gonna perhaps try and engage, catches a Huntress off guard, as the Huntresses are now, well, putting in pressure onto ToX's main base. Are we going to be looking at some more items here? No, trying to pick up some useful items. There's a Scroll of Town Portal going to be teleporting back home to try and protect its base here. There is the inbound here, and here we are. Panda comes in across the far side, and the Panda is really just trying to line up some good breaths of fire across those units. There's that breath of fire across many of those units there. Panda still has plenty of mana, but will it be able to stick around and continue this fight here? Panda still in that front line spot. Dryads continuing to poke apart, going after all of these units. Panda, perhaps Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze should be used again. It seems the cooldown is going to work, as the Ancient of Lords are also joining in on that fight. Panda, I know it, Breath of Fire should be landing down here in just a moment. Dryads, there you go. There's another Breath of Fire, but no Drunken Haze combination, as the Brewmaster is still looking pretty strong in this front line position. Tauren Chieftain absorbing quite a bit of damage, but there goes a Hex onto the Tauren Chieftain, and with that Hex down, unable to use that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Panda now back off to the north here, trying to back away. Tauren Chieftain was one of the major, well, glues boosting the overall army together. There's a Staff of Preservation keeping that Panda alive. At least we're now using up a Clarity Potion, and perhaps should be trying to get healed back up as well. All right, Panda dancing around in the backside here. Both sides suffering some heavy losses. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units, as the Demon Hunter now tries to break free here. Panda, what is going to be able to stay alive, does have a moon, or uses a Moonstone to try and get some more Moonwells. Shadow Hunter offering a little bit of additional help here, as both sides are fighting their way through. Brewmaster down to 89 hit points, trying to back away. Scroll of Town Portal going to keep him alive. Are we going to look at a little bit more damage here onto all of these red units? It looks like we are, as they are retreating back. Shadow Hunter now gets up to level 4, and the Blade Master should be able to finish off this last Berserker. Expansion was taken down. Circlet of Nobilities were dropped right there. Not what were they for? Are they for the Panda? Yes, they are. So 1, 2, there we go. Brewmaster now up to 360 mana, and now perhaps heading towards the middle portion of the map. Keeper of the Grove opting to now set up an expansion of their own, trying to clear out the middle portion here, but that fight perhaps not going the way the red team had expected. Home field advantage coupled with some strong or some tight positioning, allowing a lot of damage to go through. The Tauren Chieftain of the red team losing both heroes, the Orc losing both the Tauren Chieftain and that Shadow Hunter at level 5 and level 2. That Tauren Chieftain is, however, very close to level 6, and we all know how game-changing a level 6 Tauren Chieftain can be. Meanwhile, Panda and those Dryads are actually splitting those targets here, and are we going to get some slow here? Slow poison coupled with Drunken Haze, as that Huntress never really stood a chance to try and retreat back. All right, items being dropped back down. Ring of Protection, plenty of consumable items here. Panda now leading the charge. Blade Master with plus 20 damage between the 4 claws of attack plus 5. In comes the engagement here. Tauren Chieftain back out here onto the battlefield. There's a stomp, but forgets that Dryads are completely immune. Both sides engaging. However, the Berserkers should be able to win out against the fight against the Dryads, as there are no other really units out here on the battlefield. Grunt's army is completely gone. Red is trying to counterattack here. Tauren Chieftain does get up to level 6, and now going to be able to go after those Dryads and other units without real fear, as they'll be able to take down unit after unit. Kodo Beast not eating anything here, as the Berserkers are continuing to engage. Dryads have to be extremely careful, as the Berserkers can just auto attack and focus them down so quickly. As you can see, these Dryads are falling left and right. Red team doing a great job here. Keeper of the Grove trying to back away, and now that Keeper of the Grove has level 6, Tranquility is going to be open on the table constantly, as Metamorphosis is now online. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to retreat back down to 88 hit points, going to be able to survive here. Metamorphosis on ToX's Demon Hunter going to be causing problems as well as he's trying to fight his way back through. All right, unit after unit is falling. Shadow Hunter now out here on the battlefield. There goes a quick Hex. Tauren Chieftain doesn't have enough mana for a stomp as the Demon Hunter now trying to retreat back again. All right, more damage adding back up. Units are trying to retreat. Metamorphosis onto or entangle onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter unable to get in any straight attacks as the units are trying to retreat back. Keeper of the Grove does have enough mana for another entangle, and the Demon Hunter Superman mode ends up getting taken down. Breath of Fire onto the other unit there as well. ToX going to be in trouble, losing that perhaps at level 5, level 4 Panda giving level 7 to the Tauren Chieftain. All right, level 6 Demon Hunter, level 4 Brewmaster has fallen. Meanwhile, looking at the Orc side, having the Shadow Hunter and the Blade Master back out here onto the battlefield, you better believe that the Keeper of the Grove is going to be heading over here to this Fountain of Mana as the Tauren Chieftain can really fight without any real concern. However, the Shadow Hunter does have problems. He gets ensnared. All of a sudden, things are turning back the other way. Is he going to be able to get a healing wave? No, he goes for a Hex instead and is able to survive at 25 hit points. Keeper of the Grove going to come back around here as they're going to fight back into the center. All right, there goes Tranquility. Shadow Hunter, nope, quickly gets hexed right there as the Blade Master now going to go after the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter down to 14 hit points. He's able to retreat back and does have a healing salve as well. Berserkers could try and get within range. Meanwhile, coming back around, Tauren Chieftain trying to go down into the center portion here. Keeper of the Grove trying to back away. That Tranquility would have made a very big deal, but that Hex, well, stopping all of that healing just in time as the Shadow Hunter going to end up getting taken down as well. Dark may end up losing that Shadow Hunter. One more shot should do it. It does end up getting taken down, but losing some Huntresses in the process. Dryad's now going after another Huntress there. It's going to end up getting, Shadow melding just in time. Demon Hunter was resurrected at the tavern, it appears, but still not as strong as that level 7 Tauren Chieftain trying to go after some of those units. Spirit Link now being cast across multiple units. Mana Burn onto the Tauren Chieftain as the Mana Burn's starting to rack back up. Tauren Chieftain needs to stay relatively close to this Fountain of Mana. The Tranquility cooldown is very, very slow, so being able to heal up all of these units and convert this Fountain of Mana into also a Fountain of Health is a very big deal. Now, ToX does have dual expansions up. That is the reason why there's so much economic advantage for Dark and ToX right now. But the hero level advantage and the armies that are on the battlefield just seem to favor Krasik and Khalil. Coming back through, Demon Hunter waiting for that Metamorphosis to come back online. We're looking at there's that Tranquility that I was expecting at that Fountain of Health. You need hit points, need mana, come to the fountain, and well, you're gonna get a bit of both here. And with this, is the red team going to be able to build up a large enough army? 60 supply, 20 supply. So Krasik's army is actually extremely small. Did not realize how small that army was. So that is an extremely small army going up against 49 supply and 42 supply. So the armies overall together are about the same. Panda could end up getting taken down again. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire trying to break free. There's a quick Hex onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter breaks free there, but Panda already taken down. Shadow Hunter continuing the fight. Level 4 Panda falls as the Demon Hunter tries to retreat back. Are we trying to land a stomp onto that Demon Hunter? Demon Hunter still able to retreat back here. Dryads not really in danger of that stomp at all as, well, ToX's expansion is quickly scouted out. Main bases, well, Khalil trying to set up an expansion off to the north. We're going to be looking at a Scroll of Town portal inbound, and well, this is not going to be able to stick around for very long. Raiders looking to try and retreat back. Blade Master using that Scroll of Town portal to try and retreat back, as well as a number of Huntresses are just shadow melding right next to ToX's main army here. All right, Dryad still being brought over. Demon Hunter not buying Dust of Appearance. And, well, the expansions and the economic advantage is still holding true. ToX holding on to 2 bases will be able to hold on to 2 bases even after the main gold mine gets shut down. And the Tauren Chieftain, Khalil, now needs to take down this watchtower here. Gold starting to run low. Krasik needs to get a bit more units out here onto the battlefield as we're looking at a watchtower being built by Dark directly next to this Great Hall to try and shut it down. More peons added here. Tauren Chieftain leading the charge. Shadowhunter right behind. Shadowhunter only sitting at level 3 though, as Wind Riders are now being, well, thrown into the mix as well. Wind Riders with those Envenom spears actually could deal quite a bit of damage. Coming back down here, Demon Hunter sitting at level 6. While trying to lead the charge here, Keeper of the Grove in the center portion of the map could have gotten tangled up here. Keeper of the Grove needs to get a Staff of Teleportation inbound onto the Orc army and now fight together to live and fight another day. All right, we're looking at a bit of a flank from ToX and Dark coming in from the far side here. They're just passing around each other and then realizing, wait, perhaps we can expose some units from behind here in just a moment. The main expansion now in a lot of trouble. Dryads, Demon Hunter all in position to shut it down, but there is this long line of units trying to get in position here. All right, one big run around as Dark and ToX able to catch their position or catch their opponent off guard. Healing Wave, Drunken Haze. Are we going to look at a Breath of Fire? No, Scroll of Protection's being dispelled, but the Dryads are not attacking while that's happening. Metamorphosis is now coming down, and in comes Tranquility, but that's going to be a quick Hex to shut that down there. Tauren Chieftain ultimate ability still not being used here as the Metamorphosis Demon Hunter using that ranged Chaos Splash poison damage to take down unit after unit after unit. Kodo Beast trying to back away here. There goes a quick Hex onto the Demon Hunter again, just trying to neutralize him from the fight. Level 4 now on the Shadow Hunter. Blade Master now trying to back away as he's dangerously low on hit points. Mana Burn as the Keeper of the Grove now trying to back away down to 180 hit points. Constant ensnares as the red team of red teams, well, the Keeper of the Grove finally gets taken down, and this might be the game. Shadowhunter trying to get away. Breath of Fire just a little bit too far away as the level 7 Demon Hunter still in Metamorphosis. Tauren Chieftain still launching multiple attacks here. Are we going to perhaps see a Stomp to try and take down any of these units? No Stomps as the 260 critical strike does come through. Tauren Chieftain continuing to battle it up. There goes a Hex onto the Blade Master, trying to finish things off. Tauren Chieftain about to get taken down. He will get taken down. But while he is nope, he is not going to get taken down yet, trying to finish off all of the remaining units so that when the Tauren Chieftain does resurrect, it doesn't really matter as he is going to be by his lonesome self. Shadow Hunter trying to keep that distance away. Tauren Chieftain now back up again. There goes a Stomp. There's a Shockwave finishing off one of those Spirit Walkers trying to back away. Now Mana Burn, well, quickly removing much of the danger threat of that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, uses it, trying to finish things off a little bit more, trying to shake its way out. But that is going to be the game. The economic advantage of Teal going to hold a strong and true as the Blade Master gets to level 6, and that is the game. Endurance game between endurance 2v2 matchup here. RT God or ToX and Dark able to outlast their opponents. That economic advantage really holding true right there. ToX getting up 24,000 gold mined, nearly 9,000 more than the second place person, and that is even with a higher gold loss to upkeep. Let me know what you guys thought of this matchup. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.